Hello, I'm Restone Mambo. I'm an artist and have been practicing art for quite some times now. I'm using paper, collage, painted. I first apply Bond on it so that it can hold paint as you are applying paint, mixing colors with it. And then I tear it into pieces to create a form and a figure out of that and to achieve, what I want in my work. So, yeah. I've been doing art as far as I remember. That was my first painting I did was in 2000. 2000. Actually, I grew up as a person who was working with charcoal, pencil, drawing. So I was introduced to paint at my age of 20. I was 20 years that time, yeah. So that's when I learned to paint, just by observing, watching other people who were painting. But with me, I just liked oil from the word go. I've been influenced by my life, the background of my life, how I grew up, the experiences that I had in my life. Life is a journey, and there's so many things that you go through to be where you are. So I've taken most of subjects, I've integrated that, to talk about especially tradition, lifestyle, culture, because I once lived in the village. Though sometimes at this time my work, they're kind of like shifting a bit because I'm also integrating to what is modern right now. Not forgetting the cultural heritage and experience that I've had before, practices that I've witnessed and which I've also partaken, you know. So, and most of my subjects are women because we have kind of most of traditional practices are done on women in my country. They're done on women in my country because women are looked as a symbol of the family. Women, they believe to bring the families together. So if there's a time that a woman is growing up, the attention very much, if you have a girl child, you have a lot of responsibility on her, so that she grows up in a way that she can bring the families together. So you're watching that and you're making sure that she stays a virgin if that's what it takes, because that's your pride, and yeah, that's part of the cultures that happens there. And yeah, also in traditional dances, women are also involved a lot when there's ceremonies, in their way of dancing, in their way of dancing. They are taught how to dance, dancing culture, that yeah, has to bring together all that kind of particular ceremony that is being practiced. So yeah, even into like spirituality, when it comes to initiation, when a woman has to be initiated into being a sangoma or something like that. In most cases, women are always strong and genuine. I think it all has to do with the instinct and the feeling that I have towards my work. How do I want my work to look? I like my work also to vibrate, to have that kind of feeling that you can see through the colors that are in the background. And that's the whole method of creating the paper mixed up with colors, so that when I bring the image on top of that, it's going to create a contrast between the background color and the work that is on top. I think I'm a kind of an artist who just want to do what I feel like. I don't want my work sometimes to look at a certain way. Can go against this. Sometimes I use the brush. Sometimes I use fabric because I'm just interested with the colors of the fabric. Sometimes I create colors like, yeah, so to say. We are gradually shifting from our typical traditional culture into modern lifestyle. You know what I mean? I don't think the way we live is as much as we used to live maybe 50 years ago. Not even 50 is far. Let's talk about 30 years ago. There is a lot of change with this modern Western lifestyle that has come in. You see, at the time when we were kids, we never used to see technology and civilization around our circles, you know. But now it's all over. To create that integration in my work, the shift, not losing out what I do the most, but trying also to talk about, because I'm right now here, so I have to talk about what raised me, how I grew up, with what I'm seeing around me. This one is one of my best pieces because there is a lot of energy going on in that piece, you know. The way I treated the colors, the vibration of the colors. I was using palette knife, you know. Some of them I use pastels, but on that I kind of like worked out with a lot of, you know, styles, and like one of my different approach. So I'm expecting people to see where I was when I was doing this, in which spiritual atmosphere I was in when I was doing this. So, yeah.